Hey traders, checking in on the broader market. We've got the bulls keeping their complete control, some consolidation in QQQ, while the healthcare and financial sector bulls showed up. NIO was a wonderful trade in both directions all through the morning. We'll go into some in-depth trade review at the end of the video. So SPY with day number 9 in a row with a higher low every single day. All-time high, one of the more convincing days for the bulls that we've seen, as far as the amount of range on the day and the fact that it's a green Marubozu candle. The other days were sideways and a bit choppy because inverse XLF and QQQ, but today XLF and XLV had big days and QQQ ended flat. So 2 out of the 3 having solid days and one name going flat, broader market bulls. So watching the pattern, higher low every single day, still intact for the bulls. QQQ, pull back today. Is this another quick little bull flag? It certainly is possible. Second highest close ever on QQQ. And really, I would call anything above 340.15 a daily high or low. There is a little support level at 348.84 if you want something closer. But very brief consolidation and just no follow through. Looking at it on the futures chart, we had a bear break and no follow through at this point. So looking at it from the 4-hour perspective, 4-hour bull flag attempt, and we broke resistance with 0 follow through and then led to consolidation. So we are technically speaking, well, we're not in a confirmed 4-hour downtrend. We lost the 4-hour higher lows, but again, after today and after the close, clearly the bears still are not proving anything to us as we closed flat. IWM, daily higher low set because XLF has set its daily higher low. So new key support, line in the sand level, 227.26. And the bulls are going to try and break 233.41 and 233.64. For this to be the psychology of a cup and handle pattern, we would need to see notable increasing bull volume if it's going to have a big bull break and follow through back to the all-time highs. So in the absence of notable bull volume, we're going to not anticipate a big time breakout, but just watch for that resistance test. And again, very clear, bears have to break 227.76. If that level is support, the bulls have complete control. XLF, daily bull flag. Higher low is now set at 36.41. And we're looking at our double top of resistance at 37.05. That level looking like it could be tested tomorrow. And actually in after hours, we're there right now, up a few pennies. And if that level breaks, we confirm the daily trend change. Then we zoom out and we scout a weekly lower high. We could see a higher high, but we're going to be watching the all-time high to see if we set a weekly lower high compared to that level. So key resistance still in play tomorrow. We'll see if the bulls can confirm the daily trend change. XLV, rising wedge, breaking bull, increasing volume, 4th day in a row, 3rd day in a row. And a convincing candle here. And again, that's what helped SPY a lot today. And with these rising wedges, this is why I am personally not acting on this one. Rising wedges in very bullish market environments, especially blue sky breakout, have a lot lower probability of breaking bear. But the other reason is, if we have a red day tomorrow, I'm just going to do this. And we're going to still be hitting all these different points. And it will just open things up a little bit. But it all depends on tomorrow, because if we see another solid green day tomorrow, then definitely convincing follow through in new all-time highs. Short-term level here is now 125.47. Biotech sector, daily higher low set. So here it's 133.50. Hourly oversold conditions. So again, let's look at how many things aligned. Hourly oversold, daily EMA 12. We did dip well below it, but we closed on it, looking for a daily higher low. And the hourly oversold was coming after a solid bull move up. It's not your ideal back burner kind of trade because we're not coming off blue sky breakout, but it was an hourly oversold bounce after a 7% plus move for an entire sector. And today we had the confirmed hourly trend change. And the low of today is our hourly higher low. And as soon as we broke that high of yesterday, hourly trend change confirmed, daily higher low set. And now it's all about the recent high, 140.150. We would have to fail that level and break our new daily support of 133.50 for bulls to lose their daily uptrend. Semiconductors, daily consolidation underway, losing the pattern of a higher low every day, 7 days in a row. So sometimes playing these patterns work and sometimes it doesn't, in the sense that if you shorted QQQ on the loss of the higher low every day pattern, there was very, very minimal bear follow through. In this instance, for SMH, we broke it and then dropped back another 0.5% so far. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And again, I do that trade style more often on the 5, 2-minute, 15-minute time frames for day trading, less often on the daily charts, but it is still certainly something I pay attention to. So SMH, we're now watching for first hourly oversold conditions. If we see another red day tomorrow, those will be there. I should say hourly oversold will be there. And we'll scout the daily high or low with EMA 12. TAN, pulling back. Did we get to hourly oversold? Looks like it. We did. Hourly oversold bounce today. Looking for the daily high or low. Above daily EMA 12. Bulls have to change the hourly trend back in their favor. So wherever this bounce tops out, we then have to hold the low of today and then follow through if we're going to set a daily high or low and continue this uptrend. So fairly similar to XBI, but a bit stronger overall on this entire move the last 2 weeks. MSOS, finally a daily trend change. Look at that volume. This is the first higher low and higher high from the all-time high. So confirmed trend change, 4206 is now the next most important resistance level. The weekly time frame, I don't really like it for clarity. It's a bit squeezed in there. But again, falling wedge-like pattern, a laggard growth sector trying to set a monthly high or low. And look at the monthly chart. We've got these lower wicks. Now we need to break the pattern of a lower high every month. This month just started. If we clear 4206, monthly high or low is set. And then we watch for a potential monthly lower high, anything under 55.91. So I'm still in my swing position. Gave the bulls a chance. Normally I would absolutely have been out before the daily pullback. But felt a little bit different this time around. Just the whole broader market, it's coming up on euphoria, but really just the confidence in the broader market bulls. And again, my entry was, I believe here, 37.90s, and going to see what the bulls can do. I'm going to move my stop up. Stop goes under 39.33, no risk position, and we'll see how long the bulls can maintain the daily uptrend from here. The VIX, dropping back down. 1410, bulls would have to hold 1410 and break 1731 to shift any kind of momentum here. And I would expect a higher low to form compared to 1410. Again, just because SPY has not pulled back in 9 days now. And it looks to me like the VIX can probably set a higher low compared to that level. 4-hour time frame. Lots of space still. Dollar. Daily trend change, and we did get some follow through. So the daily uptrend is our guide as we approach 93.44, the most important resistance level from here. If we lose the daily uptrend without breaking 93.44, a weekly lower high and tightening range will form. But these bulls are looking good. And the metals over the last 2 days, it is very notable that they are green. So the metals bulls would love the dollar to pull back into daily consolidation from here to help this bounce get follow through. Still same story, anything under 17.95 is just a lower high. The bulls absolutely have proving to do. But again, nice to see 2 green days, same time as 2 solid dollar green days, and coming right after a bear break. Silver broke resistance, but rejected from daily EMA 12. So still back in its sideways range. Miners getting a little bit of follow through, but the gap up open was for selling here. Still in a daily downtrend. And we would have to break the low of today tomorrow to confirm an hourly downtrend and confirm the daily lower high has been set. Oil. Daily bull break. So very significant control by the bulls. Lots of space for a 4-hour high or low. Again, keep it simple. Daily EMA 12. If that is support, the bulls have complete control. And they have bounced off it now a bunch of times in the last 6 weeks. Next resistance level, we're looking up towards, probably looking up towards 80. As far as U.S. oil is concerned, 76.88 is a key level. That's the highest price we've seen in a very long time. Natural gas daily consolidation shaping up. We did break the low of yesterday, but not significantly. The bulls are hoping it's a bull flag. So a confirmed 4-hour downtrend with a lack of follow through. And we'll see if this consolidation stays nice and orderly with lower highs and lower lows to try and keep the daily bull flag alive. And the daily EMA 12 will be catching up over the next couple of days. And of course, this daily consolidation, there are no red flags at this point, and after that kind of bull move, not surprising at all to see it shape up. That was almost a 20% move. It was a 20% move. So NIO, trading today went very well, and it was just being prepared for the setup. So looking for my tweet here, because this is the mindset heading in pre-market. So mindset for NIO. Well, let's go to the background first. Big time breakout on the daily time frame. Bulls in absolute complete control every day, closing strong. And over that 3-day span, we went 20%. That's a big move in 3 days. So I look at the gap up open shaping up. I see that we have news out as far as their delivery numbers. So the run up into the delivery numbers, the gap up open, and then I zoom in here and say, okay, we have not gapped up open at any point on this move. So note this is the first gap up open for NIO on this run. I oftentimes see names run and not gap up, which is what we saw the entire move up for 20%, keeping sustained power and follow through. So by the bulls opening right under the high of the previous day and breaking it first thing, follow through, as opposed to gapping up and inciting profit taking on a gap up open. So what did I say? I oftentimes see names run and not gap up, keeping sustained power and follow through, with the gap up marking the temporary top. So gap ups are for selling, and in this instance, I was looking to aggressively short it. And I did look to short NIO yesterday as well, and I was shorting it. And even though the bulls had complete control, I did have a green day shorting NIO, because we did pull back. Even though it was an hourly bull flag, it was a 2% pullback, so enough to maneuver around. And again, it wasn't notable. I was looking for daily consolidation after a 20% move, and I just got a day maker out of it and quickly realized, that's not the day that I'm looking for. The bulls are holding on just fine, and we're just looking for an hourly higher low. So was looking for it yesterday, didn't get it, and then the gap up open, absolutely looking for it again today. And I was trading it. Honestly, I was in flow state today, and the first hour of trading today was probably top 3 best bi-directional trading that I've ever done in an hour time frame before, just as far as being on it with the short-term moves in the right directions and flipping from short to long and then from long to short, back and forth. And I probably did that 5 different times. I believe I shorted 3 separate times and longed 2 different times. So first play, short right at the open. And I have the high pre-market as a guide to be going off of. So enter the short, and then we know first 5-minute oversold conditions, we are just looking for an hourly higher low to form. And after a massive run up, that's a back burner trade, first 5-minute oversold. So I cover my short, and I cover my short in first 5-minute oversold, and I don't believe I flipped to long on this first attempt, but I covered my short and patiently watched. And you know what I did? I did flip long. But it was very quick. So my mindset, bigger picture, I'm looking for bears to control the day. So although I'm playing in both directions, my bull trades are quicker. I'm going to exit quicker. I'm not going to try and let them follow out or follow through as significantly. And I am going to let my short trades follow through more than I normally would. So I have a bias for the bigger picture direction that I'm looking for. And then eventually it just reached a point where I'm going to stick a short in this account, and then I'm going to use this account to just day trade both directions, because oftentimes I'll be looking for a bigger picture move, but I can get too caught up in the short term and then force myself out of a position by doing something incorrectly. Maybe the bears follow through more significantly and I take my short profit and we keep dumping, which is what happened in this scenario. I definitely would have been out long before the low of the day here, but just stuck that. I want to swing this position, and I'm going to stick it here and not touch it, and I'm going to play over here with the short-term moves. So I saw this 1 minute. I was trading the 1 minute time frame to start the day, and I saw this 1 minute new low of the day with no follow through, knowing that we're in first 5-minute oversold conditions. So I went long, and I exited my long right here under 1 minute resistance. So again, I didn't get the new high of the day here, and I was quicker to exit my bull position. But as soon as I did, I went right back bearish, and I top fished the high of pre-market, 55.25. And I got to give a big shout out to a lot of members because they were doing the same thing and I wasn't able to, type exactly every single move that I was doing. But not everybody, a bunch of people knew short that high of pre-market, and a bunch of people got this really nice top fish and then a beautiful waterfall drop straight to a new low of the day. So bears couldn't have asked for anything better. Reject from the high of pre-market, and as soon as that new low of the day hits, there are many times where NIO drops in the morning, V-shapes, and then bulls control the morning. So the bears are saying, uh-oh, V-shape, new high of the day, here we go again. But as soon as we hit that new low of the day, it's a big time sigh of relief as far as, okay, I think this is the top. There was also a lot of volume in the first half hour of trading, which added to the potential of a volume climax, marking that temporary top. So we ended up pulling back, and at that point, I was looking for 15-minute oversold conditions to be the next time I would be watching for a bounce. And honestly, I traded so many times here. I know that there are trades that I'm going to miss here as far as describing. But bottom line is, look at the pattern. Lower high every single 15-minute candle. That pattern broke at 51.89. Granted, that's 2% off the low, but 51.89 saw another 1% to follow through. This would be an example where if I'm acting off that signal, I would probably stop out break even because I would get some follow through. Maybe I sell a partial position, so my break even is now closer to the low of the day. And then when we drop to the lower low and it ends up being a 15-minute bear flag, obviously the bounce doesn't play out with follow through. So that's a scenario where you want to protect position and get stopped out. But again, selling partial profit when you're against momentum, a 15-minute lower high is the most likely scenario on that bounce after that dump. So selling partial position, definitely a good idea. The other good short that I had was this one, this little bear flag. I re-entered a short here. We had a high at, I believe it was 54.15. So we had this high here at 54.16. We pulled back and I shorted and top fished to re-enter because again, I wanted to enter on that bear flag if it was a bear flag because the last thing I want to do is be out of a bearish position aside from my small swing position and see another big leg down. So I top fished 54.16, gave wiggle room, so put my stop at 54.21, broke resistance by 1 penny with 0 follow through, new low of the day. So just a lot of really nice back and forth trades. And then we had the big time dump to the low. And I was a little bit early playing this bounce. And it also compounded with a little bit of stress just because I had to leave. I had to be out of the house at 11:35. So I knew I wouldn't have time to watch this bounce play out. Started scaling in a little bit too early, but I did enter multiple positions. And there was the one thing that saved me to keep that a slightly green trade instead of giving back profit was watching right here. And this was a move with QQQ. And QQQ was dumping and at the low of the day. And I was just staring at QQQ on one screen and NIO on the other. And QQQ, first 5-minute oversold conditions from all-time highs. So I'm watching for the bounce and I'm watching for NIO to put a bottom in once QQQ starts bouncing. I then saw QQQ start bouncing and NIO kept dropping. And that was very unusual because NIO's shorter-term RSI levels were absolutely crushed, the 15-minute and the 5-minute. So normally I would anticipate that NIO would lead the QQQ bounce in this scenario. And it briefly did, but then it showed relative weakness compared to QQQ, and it became clear to me we're probably going to sweep that $51 psychological level and mark that bottom. And so seeing that 51 level break and seeing the volume climax associated with that psychological level breaking, I entered the largest position of my scale in and got filled at 51 whatever right after that bear break took place. And again, just significant waterfall drop on the 15-minute time frame. If QQQ had chosen today to be a big red day and that 5-minute oversold bounce didn't get going, I would have eaten a pretty solid loss on that bounce. But I would have only been giving back a portion of my profits from the earlier plays in the day. So I did go a little bit more aggressive on that scale in. But again, definitely I did put myself in a position where it could have been a solid 2-day loser. In the end, I had a 4.5-day maker trading NIO today, just under a week maker. But a great way to start off the month, because I had been in a funk where May 1st and June 1st, I stumbled. And I was going fine, flow, trading really well into the end of April and into the end of May. But something about the new month starting. And so the last thing I wanted was a day loss or a couple day loser on July 1st, because then I would have to start hashing things out and saying, well, okay, is this a psychological thing going on with a fresh, clean slate and feeling a little bit of pressure, like I'm having to start fresh again and want to be off on the right foot and have a green month setting up? And fortunately, that's not the case. So I don't have to look too hard into that, because it was probably my best trading day today over the last 3 weeks at least, because I've been puttering around, small steps forward, but had a real strong start to June, and then for a couple weeks there, just sideways with a slight uptrend. So really nice way to start July. Great volatility. I did swing my smaller swing position, and we'll see if it ends up being an hourly bear flag. And again, we need broader market help. For any of these names, broader market has to help bears. Bears can't do this on their own. And there have been no broader market bears any time in the last 9 days. So if this is going to be an hourly bear flag and see another leg down and start daily consolidation, we need some help from SPY and QQQ bears. From there, we're going to be watching for a daily higher low. We're going to be watching daily EMA 12, and we're going to be watching, I didn't even realize we got to hourly oversold. But if we see a bear break tomorrow, I'm going to be fairly quick to take profit. And I'm going to be watching for the potential of an hourly oversold bounce, knowing there's tons of space for a daily higher low. But definitely looks like a volume climax. All right, feel free to ask any questions. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you had a great day. Do a good thing or two, and we'll see you soon.